A lot of people do some messy stuff with that. They go to their employer and they're in a divorce and they say, hey, I'm getting divorced. I think I got a bonus coming in this year. Don't give it to me. I don't want to have to share it. I don't want to disclose it. Give it to me later when I'm all done. Do not do that, okay? We have caught people doing that, right? All right, hey guys, Kyle Kaufman, hkklawoffices.com. I'm back with another video. On this video, I want to know, are you a person who's filed for divorce in Wisconsin? You're still married, not divorced yet. You got a bonus coming in and you're wondering, what do I do with that? Do I have to tell my spouse? Do I have to share it or can I keep it? I'm going to get into that here in a minute. All right, guys, so if you like what we're doing, subscribe to our channel, leave a comment, like our page, and of course, schedule a consultation with one of the attorneys here at hkklawoffices.com. All right, so we're family law attorneys in Wisconsin. A lot of times people will come in, all right? Now, I want to zoom out here. In Wisconsin, you file for divorce. You then serve the other side, okay? You've given them now notice of this divorce action. The clock starts there. 120 days from the time of service, the court can grant you a judgment of divorce. So there's a gap in there. People file, you're not divorced, you're still married. And sometimes what happens is, hey, people are hard workers, right? They've done a good job. Employer comes to them and says, we had a great year, you know, record setting. Good job, Jane. Here's your bonus, right? And now that money comes in, and now Jane says, man, but I'm getting divorced. I could really use that money, right? Like all my hard work is paid off. Like I'm gonna take a trip with the kids, or I'm gonna invest that money. Or perhaps I'm gonna pay down some debt. What do I do with this, okay? Very good question that you're asking, okay? And the other aspect of that is, do I have to tell the other side of this? And the answer is yes to that. The reason is that when you file for divorce, essentially, now the court has taken jurisdiction over the marital estate. That includes your income, your assets, and your debts, okay? And the court does have an interest in all of that, as does the other side, and they have a right to know about this bonus. So the people, if I back up, there's some pre-planning that may go into this, okay? Some people come into a divorce action and they have a prenuptial or a postnuptial agreement in place. Now those are designed to classify income and assets for protection, right? Those people have thought that out ahead of time and considered in the event of a divorce or divorce action, what do we do? Now, those people are in a better position already because some of those answers are already provided to them concerning their income or bonus. And they're in a better spot than somebody who is filed without that. Then we have people that seek temporary orders in divorce actions. So where there's that gap between the time of filing and the judgment of divorce, you can go before a court commissioner or court and seek temporary orders concerning how to handle things like this. Income coming in, who's going to pay the bills, who has use of vehicles, when to see the kids, and so on and so forth. And sometimes bonuses come up. Frankly, in my experience, a lot of times what happens, unless the parties agree on what to do with the bonus money, that bonus money generally gets frozen and just held until the time of final divorce, where at that point the court is hoping that the parties figure it out or the court ultimately makes a decision. So a temporary order provides some protection of that money, so it's just not spent down unless there's an agreement. But it doesn't really help you in saying, yes, it's just yours and just keep it, okay? Other people file in Wisconsin what's called a marital settlement agreement. You probably have heard of that term. Marital settlement agreement is a document that encompasses all the aspects of a marriage. That could be anything related to the kids and their financial support. It can be financial support of the spouses or how assets and debts are going to be divided. There's a mistaken belief, particularly among people who do not have attorneys, that once the marital settlement agreement is signed by both parties, that it is now valid and enforceable. And in fact, in Wisconsin, they have said that the marital settlement agreement is not valid and enforceable until you go before a judge and the judge goes through the terms and conditions with each party, asks them if they agree with them, asks them if they're in the best interest of the children, if there's that involved, or the best interest of the parties, and if it's fair and equitable. And when the judgment says, the judge, I should say, says so granted, now the MSA, as we call it, becomes valid, okay? But until the judge says that, before you go under oath in the courtroom, it's just a promise. It's an intent. And in fact, people can back out, okay? So I bring that up for this reason, because Wisconsin recently, the legislator created a section, it's 767.333 of the Wisconsin statutes, and it's called Initial Orders Based on Stipulation Prior to Judgment. And it's beautiful, right? So if you have an agreement with your spouse about how to handle the bonus, let's say Jim says, sure, Jane, you can keep it, you worked hard. What you want your attorney to do is draft this stipulation that the two of you agree to that. Put that in writing, everyone signs it. That agreement should state the statute section and needs to indicate that it's going to become part of the divorce judgment, and you're going to go before a court on that stipulation for it to be approved. You then need to have a hearing before the judge. This is before your divorce is granted, okay? And the judge would say, okay, why are we here? Okay, you have an agreement on how to handle the bonus. Do you guys both agree with that? You think it's fair and equitable? And do you want this to be part of your divorce judgment when I grant that divorce to you later? And both parties say yes. Now you're locked in, okay? So I want to get to this. Bonuses. A lot of people do some messy stuff with that. They go to their employer and they're in a divorce and they say, hey, I'm getting divorced. I think I got a bonus coming in this year. Don't give it to me. I don't want to have to share it. I don't want to disclose it. Give it to me later when I'm all done. Do not do that, okay? We have caught people doing that, right? People are not truthful a lot of times. They go into protection mode, protecting themselves, and what you don't want to do is get your employers involved, because we can subpoena your employers to come to these hearings. We can do a deposition, and we can find out if you're having conversations with your employer about hiding money or assets, okay? So be very careful on that, not wise at all. So getting back to the premise of this, what do I do with my bonus? Man, it's a sticky issue. Every case is fact specific, okay? You really need to sit down with your attorney in your case to get very, very thorough information on how to handle that, what your best course of action is, okay? And whether or not you will be able to keep it. I can't answer for you in this video, black or white, what to do. It's a gray area, but your attorney can clear it up if you choose a good one, all right? Thanks, guys. I hope you liked this video. We'll talk to you later.